Holding on to your past will not change your future. I want you to think about it. Holding on to your past will not change your future. Too often we will hold on to stuff that is so old that now we are an adults. We know full well right and wrong, but we will find a way to hold on to our past, and we wondering why we are not getting anywhere with our future. I want you to think about what I said. It's just like if we turn around and think about the things that we have experienced in our upbringing, or we felt that it should have been done better. We felt that that we didn't matter in that situation, that we should have got a better response, a better support, or whatever the case may be. But till this day, let that conversation come up, we still holding on to it. We holding on to it. I was having this conversation with my sister the other day, and one of the things that she didn't realize of the way I distanced myself from certain people in our family is because I had decided to keep my peace. I worked hard to maintain this peace. So I am not going to allow anybody else who has no peace in their life to come into my life to be able to disrupt my life. So we're going to have to be able to protect that peace, right? Hey, Cheryl, how are you? I hope you see the message in the group. So what are you doing to be able to move yourself past the past so you can be able to really live in your future? Sometimes we feel that, I remember one of the things that somebody has said to me before is that, this is way back about a good 15 years ago, that I was holding on to something and I couldn't let it go. And I didn't realize that I was really holding on to those things, right? And then the first thing that came to mind that, dang, do you remember that this person did this, they said this, and why should I continue to be able to forgive them? But that was the biggest, the hardest, but the best lesson I've learned was forgiveness, because they have learned how to be able to live with their decisions of whatever they have done in their life and how they do people. Now it's up to me if I'm going to continue to hold them hostage, but more so myself hostage, and not move forward in what I can be able to do for myself. How many times have you realized that, dang, I left myself in a place too long. I stayed here too long. I'm stuck too long. I don't know how to let these things go, but I'm keeping this thing so close to me that in return is destroying you. How much longer are you going to allow those things to destroy you? And that's something that I have to be able to accept. I cannot continue to allow somebody else's decision to destroy my future. If I turned around and listen to what everybody say or what everybody else want me to do, then how can I be able to identify with who I am? How can I be able to really own my truth if I'm constantly picking up everybody else's truth? I hope that's making sense. So how often are you going to continue to allow somebody else to be able to put limitations on you because you choose not to move in your excellence? Because you still holding on to what somebody done said, somebody else done did. You holding on to that. I had to learn how to let it go. Hard as heck. But I could not continue to see myself in the future if I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. If I'm constantly looking in the rearview mirror. How can I really be able to move forward and do what I am called to do? I hope that makes sense. And it's just like when I'm, dealing with the breaking barriers. It's huge. Breaking barriers unapologetically is bigger than me. I'm the first one in my family to be able to break a generational curse on both sides in life and business. I had to do the soul searching for Vanessa. It was about them and what they've done and what they choose not to do. I had to be able to do it for myself in order for me to get to my true identity of who I am and what I need to do in this world. And like my assignment that has my name on it. Now that my kids are older, they're young adults now, they're living their life, they're making their decisions, I've learned that I invested so much into them, of making sure that the cycle of not having my children to go through the things that I've went through, I invested. I am constantly investing into them, pouring into them. Right? So as I'm pouring into my children to make sure that there's better decisions of what we do in the decision that we decide to make, that we moving forward to make sure that we don't go back to something that's toxic, something that is not healthy for us, something that we don't want to pass down to our children. And sometimes I realize that with me putting my foot down, I choose not to enable them. See, I noticed that when people are enabled, they continue on making these dysfunctional decisions. More so than someone who said, wait a minute, hold on. There's a lesson behind this. I had to learn the lesson behind the decisions that I was making. So the more that I poured into my children, I had to remember sometimes you're going to have to pull back. Are you listening to me? Sometimes you're going to have to pull back. So I don't enable them to be able to make dysfunctional decisions in what they are doing. It's just like if I decide to allow someone to treat me any kind of way in a relationship and I just go along with it knowing that it's not healthy for me and where I want to be in my life and the goals that I have for myself, then I have to be able to put my foot down to be able to know my value, my worth, and what I'm not going to allow for someone to be able to do me any kind of way. I have to put my foot down. I have to be able to stand true to who I am. So I say this, is that you cannot continue to be able to hold on to how someone treated you back then and now it's constantly keeps showing up in your future. Right? So I've been down the road of making bad decisions. I've been down the road of duplicating what I was taught. I've been down that road of holding on to it so long. And I had to be able to be honest with myself. Do I want to continue to go down this pattern of making these decisions to be able to look just like my past in my future? So we got to be able to make sure that we separate it and deal with why we keep making these decisions of allowing somebody else to be able to control our future. It's just like when we go to work to be able to exchange our hours for our paycheck, right? But then you're going to allow your job to be able to control what you do in your personal life as well. You got to be real honest with yourself. And it may not be something that you like, but it's something that you need to know and understand. I had to be able to say, okay, if I'm going to be doing certain things and I see that people are not respecting the fact of the things that I'm doing, that I have to be able to say, you know what, I can't take that call right now. Or better yet, I need to make sure that we schedule it so it could be able to fit in so I can be able to give you my undivided attention, right? You have to sometimes put those stipulations in place so you can be able to not return to the past, so you can be able to get to your future. What are you doing so you can make sure that you get to your future and not hold on to this baggage that's holding you down? Not only the baggage, but you got the luggage, you got their baggage, you got your baggage, you got your future baggage. You too afraid to let anything go because you just don't want to let anything fall by the wayside. Sometimes if you let things go, you could be able to see how much weight that it was holding you back. It's just like you making sure that everybody gets to the finish line. I love seeing people win. Oh my God. I love seeing people win, especially sisters. I love seeing y'all win. I want to see our sisters win. I love that. Why? Because I'm a sister. And not only am I a sister, I'm that one who has been through the ringer. You probably been through the ringer. I'm the one who overcame a lot of things that could be able to help that next sister that's looking for someone to say, dang, I can relate to what you're dealing with. Now, let me show you how you could be able to overcome. I'm looking forward to seeing that next sister say, you know what, I went after my goals and I refuse to allow anybody to hold me back. I'm that sister that when you are going through, you know, you could pick up the call on the phone and say, I'm going through some things right now. And I may not need you to be able to say, I told you so. I probably just need you to listen. That type of sister. That means we winning all the way around in our communication skills. We winning around in our life. We winning around in our business. We winning in just sisterhood. That type of thing. We got to be able to deal with those things in our past that's preventing us to move forward in our future. So I hope this could be able to help someone. I don't know who, but I hope it's able to help someone. One of the things that I had said to earlier today, we hold on to our past like it's some gum that we are too afraid to swallow. Did you hear what I just said? We hold on to that gum that we know we cannot swallow, like we hold on to our past that we don't want to let go. We really have to be so real with ourselves and our truth. You know that it's dysfunctional. Okay. How can you be able to fix and repair those things that's allowing you to remain broken? Let's not take this brokenness to this next chapter. We are darn near halfway done with the year. 2020 is significant. If you think of 2020, something huge is happening in 2020. Are you going to be part of that? If so, you need to be getting to work now. You need to get to work to the point where you are so ready and prepared for what's to come in 2020. But if you're waiting to prepare in 2020 for 2020, you're behind. You are behind. So I hope this is able to help you to be able to think bigger. Do not take your past into your future. Whatever that baggage is, go ahead and let's start removing these baggages. We don't even know how to identify with ourselves. It's so hard. We would just have a relationship just to have a relationship, just to say that we with somebody, but knowing darn well that person is not for us. That person is broken, so they're going to break us. And we will stick it out with that person just to say that we sticked it out with that person, and knowing darn well that person is not that needs to go in our future with us. You have to make a real decision what you're not going to take in your future. If it's that relationship, if it's that baggage, whatever the case may be. I think about this, and I'm going to end this out. Father's Day is coming up. Right? With Father's Day coming up, is a lot of single mothers that raised their children, right, as single parents. And then a lot of them don't really have that relationship with their father. But so you'll turn around and it's like a lot of the women are so bitter. They're so mad because they had to raise these kids, because they didn't raise these kids by themselves. And now they want the recognition. Like think there's cars out there now that say happy Mother's Day for Father's Day to the mothers. Women, we have to own our part. And I used to be like this, and I think about this, but I was like, dang, that don't even make sense, because I had a part in who I selected to lay down with too. I need you to hear what I just said. I had a part in selecting who I laid down with to be able to produce these children. Okay? We have to be able to say, you know what, fine, it may be Father's Day, but at the end of the day, I need you guys to do better. They may not be a part of the kid's life. They have maybe done some crazy things, or whatever the case may be. Trust and believe. I've seen it happen. When they don't do right by their children, they got somebody higher, bigger that's watching. Okay? So do what you need to do so you can be able to not take that baggage into your future. Okay? I hope this helps. So my name is Vanessa Canterbury, and so as you see the link below or above, I don't know where it's at, the Breaking Barriers Conference is coming to Bowie, Maryland on August 2nd and 3rd. Is going to be absolutely amazing. If this message resonated with you, feel free to like, share, follow us on social media at Breaking Barriers Unapologetically, so you can be able to know what's coming up, all the amazing things that's taking place, the transformation that's going to be in the room, and know more about these speakers, honey. So I want you to make sure that you get into it. Get into it knowing that you can be able to move forward from what those things are that's holding you back, so you can be able to get your life and your business together. Not in 2020, but now. So click the links to be able to get more information. I hope you'll be one of my guests at the Breaking Barriers Unapologetically conference. It's going to be in Bowie, Maryland, August 2nd and 3rd. Click the link so you could be able to know more information. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. You could inbox me or you could comment below. Let me know how this message was able to be able to help you to understand how you need to remove those things that's holding you back in your life and or your business. It's time for a change. We got to stop sitting on this thing. We really, really have to stop sitting on what we could be able to do. It's like we sit so much where we have sat for so long that our butt are imprinted in what is in our seats. Well, we need to be moving and shaking and making moves. Moving and shaking and making moves. Moving and shaking and signing checks. Moving and shaking and making impact. We need to move and shake. When are you going to move and shake? When are you going to move and shake? It's time for a change. Let's let that past go. Let's get the healing that we need. Let's address it, face head on. And so we don't continue to take this to our next chapter. Don't take the past into the next chapter. The chapter is coming. Are you ready to be able to turn the chapter and say, you know what? I deal with the head on. I'm glad I finally faced that thing that I thought that I was going to never be able to face. And I'm ready to be able to embrace and own what's mine that I've been delaying for so long. Make sense? All right, now, talk to you soon. This is Vanessa Canterbury, and I look forward to getting to know more about you. Take care.